Gaming intro. Bang! The Oilers, they fucking blew it last night. For the beauty of a back-to-back, no time to dwell on the negative. The Oilers taking on the San Jose Sharks down at the Shark Tank in beautiful San Jose, California. We're pre-gaming, and it's brought to you by Bet365, 19 plus. Please play responsibly. Check out Bet365's 3-goal early payout when you bet on your team. If they go up by 3 at any point in the hockey game, bang! It's an early payout only at Bet365. Do so responsibly. Joined by the one, the only, Michael Menzies.
Hey, buddy.
Less than 24 hours after we... they don't need details about our nether regions and the temperature of them after last night. It's hot in the studio, man.
It's hot under these lights. It gets late at night.
You think anybody could do this?
No, you got to suffer. But no.
Vibe, you wrote the pre-scout last night, I guess early this morning.
Yeah, I did. Got home at about 1:45 and wrapped her up at about 2:30. And away we go. I actually watched a good chunk of the game back, because why not? Watch it, analyze, see what maybe you missed the first time. So that's what I did last night, and then had a nice sleep in.
Reese, go to audio microphone 1 and make it green again on the top of the audio mixer, because we might be coming through the camera audio right now. That's what people be telling me right now.
Interesting.
Either way, here we go. We're battling through. We got a made up unit here on Pregaming with Bordzy. We got Reese producing behind the scenes. We still got Menz. We still got intern Tristan with us, and what should be a late night here at Oilers Nation HQ. Feel bad for our dog Reese. What time did you come to the studio, or what time did you come to the office today?
About 8 o'clock today.
Yeah, and puck drop will be exactly 12 hours after. Add on 3 for the hockey game. It's probably around 2 if you know Michael Menzies and I at a late night. It's gonna be a difficult one for Reese this evening.
If it's gonna be as high event as it was last night, it's gonna make for a longer show, because there was a lot to discuss, a lot of breakdown yesterday.
I would like over 6.5 goals tonight, maybe for no specific reason. If you know what I'm saying. You're picking up what I'm laying down. First thing, get caught up in the chat. You know him, you love him, and it's our pal Austin. He's in. He says, Bordzy, fire up this fucking band, baby. In Ingram, we trust. They will tremble in fear to his God-given goaltending ability. McJesus walks on water. Hope will never die. And then Gancher's in. He said, you're going to need more Connors. Call up Unger. No. Connor Ingram, he's the Edmonton Oilers starter. He's the number 1. We feel good with him back in the crease. I
think Unger would need to jump a league.
Yeah.
Get called up to the A to get called up to the N.
Here we go. People saying we're good now on the audio as well. 10 out of 10. We're sounding good. Amanda said she's at a BCHL playoff game. Menzies, that's your territory, brother.
Well, a little bit.
Junior hockey, that's your area.
Yeah, well, she said go Bucks, so I presume she's at a Cranbrook Bucks game. I believe they're the Bucks. I'm not sure who they would be playing as a 1 seed. I think they were in the Alberta division, but I know Brooks is playing Spruce, but I'm not sure that series. But nevertheless, it's junior hockey playoffs. It's exciting times.
It's playoff times right now. It feels good. Only 4 more games remaining on the schedule till we are back doing playoff shows, where I've mentioned before, Devin Dubnyk is confirmed. He will be back. Pre-gaming, he'll be post-gaming.
Where's he going to fit?
And he's a huge man,
There's
too.
not room for the BBL and Devin Dubnyk. Someone has to go. Probably the BBL.
That's been a valuable member of the team thus far.
The problem is, if I put it on my lap, my loins will be cooked.
Yeah, it's going to be, please. You're going to catch fire. Yeah. Oh, rocking jeans again today.
Yeah,
That's good. Also, I told Doobie that we're going to incorporate him into the wheel as well. The man wants to be a part of the wheel action. We're going to let him be a part of the wheel action.
His name's going to be on the wheel?
No, like he's going to be on the show. He's going to be on the show. We'll do the wheel spins with him so he can also ride with us on Bet365. Reese, I'm throwing you a curveball, because I do have to give an early shout-out to Boston Pizza, a lovely friend here on Pregaming and Oilers Nation After Dark. It has been 32 dark years since a Canadian hockey team has won the Stanley Cup. We keep coming up short. So this year, Boston Pizza is waking up the hockey gods, appeasing them with unbelievable drink deals, food deals, hungry for a playoff win, that means you're hungry for Boston pizza. Michael Menzies, I keep saying it. I actually love that the Oilers are playing this quickly and that we can just kind of erase, not totally erase, last night from our memories, because last night was all capitals disappointing from the Edmonton Oilers. They had three different one-goal leads, one of which at one point was a two-goal lead. They allowed a shorthanded goal against, and it was just hot garbage from a lot of Edmonton Oilers skaters out there. Evan Bouchard, well documented. That was not his finest effort. We've seen in a minute. Matt Savoy, he was rough. The entire second line of Kapanen, Nuge, Jack Roslovic, Rozzy especially. You said you rewatched last night's game.
Good chunk of it.
Again.
Yeah.
I don't know why you do that to yourself, but
gotta
that's
analyze.
the kind of dedication that you're getting from my co-host here on Pregaming. And then, of course, to cap it off, Tristan Jarry was not great in the net. No, he was bad. Once again, I like the conversation that was kind of on ONE today because it really did feel like a lot of people just, it's the easiest, laziest take to just go, Jarry sucked, allowed 6 goals, that's why they lost. He's definitely a factor. He was bad. But once again, hot garbage from several Edmonton Oilers. There you get a look at Tristan Jarry's numbers last night. Did, however, record an assist on Connor McDavid's highlight reel goal. The power play was brutal for the Oilers. Yes, they technically score one. Me and you were talking today. I said, I'm not in favor of the power play getting credit for that because that was just the McDavid shot out of a cannon end-to-end play. You shouldn't get credit for that. But they do. And afterwards, the power play was basically useless. Then a negative, allowing a shorthanded goal against. It was sloppy all over the place. D-zone turnovers. It was brutal. And you said you rewatched it again. Was it as brutal as I remember?
I think the Oilers were... they deserved to lose. Like, I think the right team actually won the hockey game, having watched it again. Jack Roslovic, he dodges the puck on the 5-5 game-tying tip by Kerfoot. Never mind the turnover that leads to, the shorthanded goal against. Just moments like that I didn't notice. The third line of the Oilers I thought was really good. I really liked their game, and other than the big blunder by Dickinson, I thought they were good. The fourth line started well, but couldn't keep up as the game went along. That second line overall, I thought was spinning like a top in the D zone. Nuge, Roslovic, and Kapanen. One play we didn't mention last night, that may have been one of the plays of the game, was Kapanen's play on the 3-1 goal, where he swatted the puck out of the air, somewhere in a 2-hour show. It's on us. We should have mentioned it. It was a terrific play.
What other tangents did we go into last night?
A lot of tangents. Darnell Nurse was good. He was really good in the game. I really liked his game. I liked him and Murphy. They were the best pair for the Oilers last night. And Jarry, as not great as he was the better goaltender in the game. Vejmelka was not good. The Oilers were efficient with their scoring chances overall. Regardless, the Oilers need a much more focused effort to their game tonight because Utah, they're a fast team. The Sharks have some speed, but they don't have the depth of scoring options as well. So an opportunity to turn the page quick for this hockey team, and I think it's probably for the best.
And the way they're going to do that, Jarry talk, move it to the side because Connor Ingram's back in the crease for the Edmonton Oilers tonight. Once again, the Oilers don't have another back-to-back in the regular season. I still would expect, but once again, it's all dependent on how this Pacific Division snail race goes down because the Oilers might need to win every single game depending on seeding, depending on how things roll out. But Ingram, he is back. He got the night off last night. Could have been a revenge game for Connor Ingram. But in fact, the Oilers decided to go against that. He'll take on the Sharks tonight. Ingram has won 3 of his last 4 hockey games, but his most recent one was against the Golden Knights on Saturday, where he was not perfect in that game. He allowed 5 on 33 shots. There you get a look at some lineup notes. Ingram confirmed to be the starter. Josh Samasinski does draw back into the lineup for one Curtis Lazar. Sorry, TB, we grabbed this version of it before I'm sure he made an edit on X.com.
the everything app. He's got the check mark too, so he can edit.
That's true.
He can use that hour feature.
He's allowed to get
Big
that
one.
feature. But the 3 games before that Vegas one, Connor Ingram was on fire, dude. He had a birthday shutout, 27 saves, perfect in that one. He had another previous game against San Jose. He has played the squad earlier in the season. He stopped 27 of 30, had a .900 save percentage. I feel like I'm just a broken record whenever we talk about Connor Ingram in Pregaming or Oilers Nation After Dark, because the man's he's just solid. He's good at his job, and it feels like tonight, if he goes out there, delivers a classic Connor Ingram right around .900 save percentage performance, makes the saves you need your goaltender to make. I like the Oilers' chances in this hockey game. Ingram doesn't give you a whole heck of a lot to talk about with his game, and that's the best thing ever. Connor Ingram starts tonight.
He starts. I do like Bo's comment. The big point, if you play like that, like last night in front of Ingram, he's going to let in goals too. And that's for sure. The Oilers cannot leak that many chances against. Be curious to see how Ingram does here in the Shark Tank. Historically, very good against San Jose. 4-1-1 in his career. But his game in San Jose the last time was not so good. There were some struggles. The Oilers overall didn't play great in that game. That was a Saturday matinee right at the end of February. So good chance for Ingram to come in, and obviously got yesterday off. We've liked how Ingram's played lately. We'll see if he can get a bounce back after Saturday, where he was just okay. Just okay against Vegas.
And we know he can be better than that. We hope. And I was also looking at the line. 22.5 saves on Bet365 for Connor Ingram. Kind of like it. Kind of love it. But I'm also scared because the Sharks 25th in the NHL in shots on goal. And Menzies, this Sharks team is a squad that is, if you told someone at the beginning of the season that the Sharks are even in this position where they're gunning for the NHL playoffs. So Reese, could we please get into the standings watch, my friend? And could you please give me that sweet, sweet sound, my brother?
We're back.
Standings watch. We're back. So throw it up for me if you can here on the screen. This is a look. So that's the wild card race. Throw up the division winners if you can for me. First place, Edmonton Oilers with 4 games to go. They got 88 points in 78 games. So do the Golden Knights, but the Oilers do own the tiebreaker between those two. I believe they also do own it over the Anaheim Ducks, who are 1 point back of the Oilers, also 78 games played. But last night, Anaheim be slipping right now, brother. They got shut out by the Nashville Predators. I believe 5-0 was the final in that hockey game. So that keeps the Ducks in the 3 seed. They looked kind of like the runaway favorite for a little bit there in the Pacific, but they have fallen back down to earth. And you look at the bottom of there, the Nashville Predators, that's a huge win for them. They currently occupy the final wild card spot in the Western Conference. But if you want to switch it over to the race now, my pal Reese, the LA Kings hot on their tails, 1 point back with the game in hand. But the Sharks, much like they have all season, feel like they have been 2-3 games behind everybody in the Western Conference. They got 2 games in hand over the Predators, and they are only 3 points back at the moment. So this is a huge game for the Sharks. Every game here on out is massive for the San Jose Sharks if they want to complete just a wild turn of events here this season from where they were last year. Yeah. Michael Menzies, the NBA, they do the play-in after 82 games, and it sucks.
Hate it.
If I'm being completely honest. The NHL is getting the play-in right now.
Yeah, that's what 82 games are for. It's a play-in. That's the whole point of a regular season. How you despise all the talk about the standings and the point format. I despise the phrase "must-win game." A game that does not eliminate a team.
See, I go
from
is
contention.
it must win or can't lose? That's always the
Exactly. I do find that phrase. It's used ad nauseum this time of year for teams. They're all important games is the bottom line. And the thing about games in hand is that eventually you play them. And this is what's going to happen with the Sharks. They're going to play these games. And they're going to have 6 games in 9 nights. So, yes, you have the games in hand, but it's a lot of hockey in a short amount of time. They host the Oilers tonight. Tomorrow night, they go at Anaheim. Biggie. A big game. Must win. Day off. Can't lose that. Can't lose that one. And then you get a day off Friday, Saturday, home to Vancouver. Well, you can't lose to Vancouver.
Actually, that's a can't lose.
That's a can't lose game. And then they'll have the day off. Then they'll go at Nashville, the Sharks. On the 13th, the Sharks have lost 15 straight to Nashville.
JD Young said that today on Oilers Nation every day. That's wild, brother.
Yeah.
I think he said like pre-COVID type situation.
Oh, it's pre-virus. That's not good. And then they go at Chicago and at Winnipeg to finish season. So they get a lot of must-win and can't-lose games on their schedule here.
The LA Kings, I was looking up at moneypuck.com. They have in the Western Conference, actually no, it's the entire NHL. They have the easiest schedule remaining in the NHL, and the Sharks have the second easiest schedule, while the Nashville Predators have the 8th hardest. So you got to keep your eyes on Standings Watch. That's why we make the noise. That's why we play the sound, and we'll give you an update later tonight on Oilers Nation After Dark. Also, I guess with Standings Watch, Reese, it's in the tweets. There's only 3 hockey games going down tonight. So the Oilers, if they, I guess, even get a loser point tonight, you know my thoughts and feelings on the loser points, Michael Menzies.
You don't like them.
Not a fan. If they get anything tonight, they get any one single point, they are going to have sole possession of first place in the Pacific Division. Only games, Rangers, Sabres going on right now. Caps, Maple Leafs going on. And then the Oilers and the San Jose Sharks, baby. McDavid versus Macklin. And I did do the shot prop parlay that I was talking about earlier.
Of course you did.
But we'll get into that later when we inevitably
Sabres
do
need
spin the
these
wheel.
points. Must win if they want to win the division. Because they're
Can't lose that one.
They're in a 3-way tie with Montreal and Tampa. So they're all locked in a 3-way, and one of them is going to be going on the road to start their first-round playoff series. Is that fair? No, I'm kidding. Is that how it should be done?
I didn't know the Sabres were now 3-way guys. They're going to have to get all kinds of new colognes and robes, as Jerry Seinfeld has told us before. So with
in Montreal, they're used to it's the Paris of Canada.
Freewheeling, go nuts.
Exactly, Paris of the
The
West.
Sharks, as I just said, 3 points back of that final wild card spot. This is go time for this team right now. They're playing some good hockey. I believe they had just won. Was it 5 out of their last 6? I have
Sure
this
was.
5 of their last 6. They be hot. They be hot right now. Vincent Desharnais is also playing an insane amount of minutes for them. 24 minutes of time on ice in their last hockey game. That was just... I actually didn't believe you when you said it, so I had to go look at it
I didn't
myself.
believe it when I saw it, and then I looked at game logs. Every game he's played, a career high 24 mins. Tua,
And they
TOI,
won that game.
They won, and it was a tight game throughout. So there's a lot of meaningful minutes. It wasn't a blowout. So Desharnais getting a lot of love.
Obviously, the Sharks, I think they benefit, as we do, from playing in the Pacific Division. But this team's got a chance, and they are led. We all know them. We all kind of love them after the winter games. Macklin Celebrini, the 19-year-old, already past the century mark in points. He's got 41 goals, 66 apples, 107 points in 76 games played. He is 19 years old. Once again, you see it on the bottom. He leads his team in literally everything. The gap between him and Will Smith is now at 55 points. And once again, Smith is still having a fine season. He's good. But you look at the squad throughout, right? And they're young. They're exciting. You obviously have Celebrini, Smith. You got Wenberg. You got Eklund. Colin Graff's now a dog. Tyler Toffoli is still a proven veteran in this league. They're a fun team to watch. They're exciting to watch. I do not wish them any amount of good luck or goodwill this evening. But I will say, if I'm being honest, I hope we see the Sharks in the NHL playoffs. Them against the Avs would be electric. McKinnon versus Macklin. All that kind of headline billing, if you will. But this Sharks team, dude, give him credit. I didn't have him in this spot if you asked me at the beginning of the season.
No, I remember the day I guessed it for the first time on O&E. J.D. Young was on, and there was Sharks talk. And one question that I was curious to ask was, like, what would be the ideal season for the Sharks? as they sort of climb out, especially that time with all the buzz around McKenna or Veerhoff? Do they need one more draft, or can they start pushing? Well, Celebrini has not allowed them to consider that type of loser talk and loser mindset. He's going to will them to win hockey games, and that's what he's done. It's remarkable the percentage of goals that Celebrini has factored in on with the team. And only McDavid is they're like neck and neck in terms of 45% of the Sharks' goals Celebrini has had a direct hand in. Either he's scoring or assisting. And in terms of a teenager all-time doing that, I think it is only... I got to scroll to the pre-scout. Did you pull that?
Maybe I'll take some.
Well, there's a lot of articles. Anyways, it's a lot. And there's very few teenagers who've done what he's done all time. Another kind of interesting stat, I thought, and it's kind of a basic one, just a franchise record. Celebrini could very well break Joe Thornton's franchise record for points in a single season. He's 7 back, and he's got 9 games to do it. Feels like he'll get that done.
6 games to do it.
6?
Yeah. They're at 76 games played.
Yeah, 6. That's what I said. 6 games, 9 days.
Down,
How could I not remember it's 6 games in 9 days? That combination of numbers is amongst my favorites.
Burned in my brain for all of eternity. Yeah, man. Because Joe Thornton's record was 114 points, correct? Celebrini, at 19 years old, I repeat again, is currently at 107 points, and this man might be Hart Trophy bound. Reese, you're giggling, you're smiling. You got something to share with the class?
He's only 19.
Did you guys know? There's no hiding it, Michael Menzies.
It did dawn on me, especially watching the winter games, just the age thing. It hadn't really, but it was just thinking that when I was sitting in a hotel room about to watch junior hockey, that I'm like, this kid is younger than kids that I'm going to watch tonight, and he's in Milan, playing at the absolute highest level. So
and
we understand
tearing it up at the highest level.
Yeah, and as Samantha said, would the Sharks be where they were at without Celebrating? No chance. I mean, he has been just about as impactful as any forward to their team, any player to their team this year.
He's factored in on 46.3% of San Jose's goals this season. Where did I get that from?
The pre-scout.
Shout out the pre-scout.
Middle of the night pre-scout. I was counting different
Glass
things.
of bourbon on the side.
Yeah. The Oilers Mammoth game on.
Hey, we got it good. Who's got it better than us, brother? Nobody.
I chose this life.
All right, let's go now. Need to know information brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, because only the finest tasting meat products earn the Wilhauk name. Made from 100% Alberta beef, their jerky is aged, seasoned, smoked, and marinated to savory perfection. They gladly fill orders of any size, and you can find their jerky, sausage, and other products out of their Leduc location. For more info, head on down to WilhaukBeefJerky.com. The Oilers, 8-2-0 in their last 10 against the San Jose Sharks, and have gone 2-1 this season. All 3 games have come in 2026. It was a 4-3 win back on January 29th, 5-4 loss on February 28th, which was brunch for Ben, where Reese told me to bet on a Trent Frederick anytime goal, plus 1,000. Bang, it hit. So Reese is going to have to give us an anytime goal pick, as well as the wheel. The wheel matters the most. But
stay tuned for the wheel.
Folks, we'll get to the wheel. I know that's the only reason you're here, but I'm going to keep you here until the end, because that's what we do. And then they also won the Oilers 5-3 back on March 17th. Colton Dach made his return to the lineup in the last game for the Oil last night. He scored a goal in his return, and when he came in, Josh Szymanski came out of the lineup. Tonight, however, Szymanski will be back in, and it's Curtis frickin' Laser Beams Lazar who will get pulled out of the lineup. We were curious. We both talked about it in HQ earlier, and I said I think Max Jones might have been the most likely decision for that one, but unfortunately, I guess not unfortunately, whatever. Somebody's got to come out. It's a good problem to have that we have all this competition in the bottom 6, so I believe we'll get confirmation in just a couple minutes. You can probably just swap Szymanski with Lazar. Who knows, though? Szymanski could also play that 4C role where you prefer.
Yeah, so this is what I was talking about yesterday on Pregaming, and this is what annoys people about Knobloch's decision-making at times about who's in and who's out. Szymanski, no issue with him going out after Saturday's game. It was a tough night for him. Some hard lessons learned, and it can be. It's not a drama fest if a young player has to sit for a game and watch it from above and notice different things and see stuff. Now, Lazar's not a young player. He's been around the block. He's a vet. He knows where he stands on this team. I just don't like taking players out of the lineup that produce when they were in that last game. I think it's a weird mixed message at a time. And the fourth line contributes on the Oilers' first goal, or has 4 out of the last 5 games. They're getting that production from the bottom 6. I just don't like that Lazar's a goal scorer last night and he draws out. Now, it's not something where I'm going to, toss the table here and kick and scream and
I'll take the
make
BBL.
a viral clip, or anything like that. Because the fourth line did struggle a lot after the first period. But I just think it's it's just a strange message. I don't love that move of Lazar drawing out. To me, it was pointing towards Jones or Henrique.
It's something we talked about it a lot last season. Reese would remember, and the beginning of this year, the Jeff Skinner Award for Chris Knobloch. If you score a goal and you're a bottom sixer, fourth liner specifically, very frequently you get immediately yanked out of the lineup. Now, whatever, that fourth line did struggle as the game went along, and I'm going to choose to view this as positive, and that just means more oil to the max. And we are working on the shirts. We're trying to get it done, trying to get the vision to Jay down to get the overall approval on this one. Want to hear a weird stat that I already told you because I couldn't hold it in? Adam Henrique, you ever heard of him? Well, he has 14 points in his last 10 games against the San Jose Sharks. And in those 10 games, he has 5 multi-point efforts. The last game, when the Oilers played the Sharks, Rico had 2 assists. He had a multi-point effort. I think you looked it up earlier. He's below a point per game career against the Sharks, but shockingly enough, Rico, and once again, he played in Anaheim for many years, and now he's in Edmonton. He's been in the Pacific for a very long time. Rico anytime, question mark?
Well, so in 44 career games against the Sharks, he's got 15 goals and 39 points. He's almost point per game in a big sample size against what has been a long-time divisional opponent for Henrique. So that kind of jumped off the page in terms of a depth piece for the Oilers, other than, the big boys. Like McDavid is like 20 more points versus games played, or Bouchard's been quite good this year against the Sharks. Those types of things. So good to see. In fact, he's been better against the Sharks in his career than, say, Ryden Nugent-Hopkins, with a similar amount of games played, and just in terms of point production. So Henrique, this does seem to be a team that he does well against.
Something about it.
Got an assist last night, too. Got a point.
We're back. We did what we had to do with the map. Also, what's the Oilers' record without Zach Hyman? I know we discussed it on After Dark. You crunched the numbers. No Zach Hyman again for the next 2 games, tonight and Saturday against the LA Kings. Did not travel with the Edmonton Oilers on this road trip. Now, Nobby says he's going to play in one of the final 2 hockey games.
1 or 2.
I don't believe that. What is their record without Zach Hyman?
Pop Lazar. Without Hyman, they are 8-9-4
Mid.
on the year. 8-9-4. It's nice to get credit on a tweet because they sewered me in the graphic.
Oilers
I got
Nation today
sewered.
posted. Menzies went through, found this number, and normally when
It took me like 2-3
Yeah, I
minutes.
know,
It didn't
exactly.
take me a long time.
But
still.
whenever we normally post graphics with something from an article, we throw the author's name on it and read the article. Today's Menzies didn't get any credit.
No.
So shout out Waz for that one. He's always sticking it to us, and he's doing a good job of it. I will say that. Connor Ingram starts for the Oil. On the Sharks side of need-to-know information, as I said, they're hot right now. Winners of 5 of their last 6. They beat Columbus, St. Louis, they beat Anaheim, they beat Toronto, they beat Chicago. But they did, however, lose to the Nashville Predators, the one team that they are chasing.
Yeah.
I guess the LA Kings technically as well. Sharks got to get it done right now. The only injury listed for the Sharks right now is Ryan Reeves. I joke, maybe addition by subtraction. But it has been rumored that it might actually be a season ender, out for the remainder of the year for Ryan Reeves. Once again, don't know how much of an impact that will actually have on this lineup, but other than that, they do appear to be healthy.
Just a note on that, because I read it was a week or two ago. I think they cleaned out a stall or something like that in the room, but he's still around. Like the Sharks had that massive come from behind win against Anaheim, and that was a TNT game when I was watching that broadcast. And Reeves was walking by as they had Celebrini on the headset, and then Reeves, was talking, and like Reeves is still around all the time and is clearly a glue guy. Big glue guy. Vibes guy. And I think it's a broken hand because he had fought and then was like putting his fingers back into place.
He went over to the bench, and it's that classic where the trainer goes 3, 2, and then does it on 2 and cracks and snaps his hand back in.
Bang.
Tough guy stuff. Not stuff that I could do. And then for the goaltender, the Sharks, we do expect it to be Alex Nedeljkovic. For them, 289 goals against with an 896 save percentage. Let's go now. The Noodle home team lineup brought to you by Oodles of Noodles. Come on now, go to their website, download their app, available on the App Store or the Google Play Store. If you're an Android guy like that.
Don't keep your hands to yourself.
Keep these Apple hands over here. You keep those.
If you want to play with the BBL again, keep your hands to yourself.
I got the MacBook. You have that going on. You got bigger. Yeah, that's.
I got bigger.
We'll leave it at that. Shout out Noodle. Take advantage of the $2 deal. On top of any regular or premium box, you can add for just $2. 2 green onion cakes, 5 spring rolls, or 6 deep fried wontons. That is simply a deal you are not going to get anywhere else.
There were a couple of super chats.
Oh, we had some super chats?
Yeah, I can rattle them off if you don't mind. In support of the Ben Stelter Foundation. Thanks for supporting. It was Bob-FD2IE.
That's Bob Stoffer.
Burner concerned. Do we still think this team isn't what they used to be? 699. But then he added, I think we are better and tougher once Hyman and Draisaitl are back. We rolling. I don't know. What do you make of that?
Well, okay, I like that he added the second part because we don't know what this team is until we fully have Leon and Zach Hyman back in the lineup. I mean, there's a couple spin zones you can go with. Like this year, you have a Matt Savoy who is tearing it up. Vasily Podkolzin is another year ahead on his development. Jack Roslovic's a 20-goal scorer, but he's a hot and cold type guy, and we saw the cold last night. Does feel like the D pairings are rounding into form. This is probably the best partner Darnell Nurse has played with in a very long time, I would say. Jake Wallman's on your third pair. Theoretically, on paper, you could maybe make the argument that, yes, they are better when fully healthy. It's tough to say they're better than a team that, dummied the Western Conference playoffs last season. I don't know. Where do you
Well, I just think the players have to match what our idea of them is and what their past performance
on paper is like, sure.
Because they do, once those two forwards are in, they're going to have a lot of different forward combinations that they can go to and different lines to serve different purposes. I just think, like the story of the season has been, and a lot's been blamed on coaching, but the players have to, take accountability. Like, the players played that game last night. It wasn't just that, Knobloch now forgot how to coach one game. You know what I mean? Like, the players have to own some of it, and it is a grind. I just think if they actually mesh with their expectations, you could see that where they, I still wouldn't feel as strong with maybe the roster of the last 2 years, but it has its own uniqueness that I think could be dangerous if they click together at the right time. So,
well, I just texted producer Reese to go to Jack Michael's tweet if you can, because we got some new looking lines for the Edmonton Oilers.
No line changes.
Buckle up, Buckaroo. Your top line: Vasily Podkolzin, Connor McDavid, and Matt the Boy Savoy. Your second line: Ryan Nugent-Hopkins with, drum roll please, Josh Szymanski, second line center with Jack Roslovic on the wing. Josh Szymanski promoted to the top 6 for the Edmonton Oilers. Wow. from the press box to the top six. Let's go. And then your third line, they were awesome in yesterday's game. Colton Dock, Jason Dickinson, and Trent Frederick. Jason Dickinson was so close to cashing our anytime goal. It hurts. But hey, the wheel is just. The wheel gave us pods. We'll take that. Your fourth line, Max Jones with Adam Henrique and Kasperi Kapanen. So he goes from the top six. Played last night with Nuge and Jack Rozovic all the way down to the fourth line winger spot. And then your deep pairings, you know them, you love them. Ekholm with Bush, Nurse with Murphy, Jake Wallman with Ty Emberson. Wow, so Josh Szymanski gets the promotion. I fully expected that he was going to be back in this hockey game. There was a lot of hoopla, I will say, yesterday about him being taken out of the lineup and how could you do this? He only has one bad game. You kind of mentioned it there earlier. I think it's a good thing. I think it's a part of the process. Yeah. And also, nuts. He played like 20 games for the Oilers without really going up to the press box after a terrible performance. That's a good thing. We know that Nobby trusts him. We know that he appreciates him. What a year for Josh Szymanski, dude. Like, I didn't expect him to be playing meaningful NHL minutes. He got to play for Germany in the Olympics, playing with Leon.
Yep.
He's been an asset to the Oilers, and now tonight, where Leon Draisaitl's not going to be, Josh Szymanski's in a spot.
Yeah, for the last 12 months, if you include the World Championships, getting the deal with the Oilers, which the anniversary of is like right around this time when the Oilers signed him. I don't mind the look of that because, I wondered, are they going to change that second line? They were dummied in their own zone, that Kapanen, Nuge, Roslovic unit. So Szymanski, okay, he should be a little fresher after not playing last night. His bag seems to be being, above the puck and not getting caught, and that can allow Roslovic maybe to freewheel and such. But it is going to be a step up in terms of minutes for Szymanski and certainly role. So I'm curious to see how it'll go. I don't hate the idea, and give him a look. Okay, I've sat you. I've let you look at it. Now I'm going to throw you right back out there and let's see how you do in a back-to-back spot.
And throw you, I mean this in a good way, but throw you in the deep end a little bit there with some
see.
skill. And I mean, we don't need to get into it. That second line was putrid last night. They had an expected goals for percentage of 3. We don't need to get in. We don't need to talk about it. We don't need to remember that. That was then. This is now. It was a big discussion on ONE today. Our fearless leader, Jay Downton, just yelling from the rooftops. Nuge is not a center in his opinion anymore. Nuge, hopefully, we've talked about it. It's cooled down, I'll say, the offensive production post-winter games for the Nuge, but hey.
A nice finish last night, though, if the Nuge's credit.
Low blocker on a reverse goaltender.
Yeah.
It's in his blood, man. It's in his blood.
He knows what to do. So, yeah, and what I like overall about that lineup is it really wasn't a blender. I'm going to put Szymanski here. I'm going to drop Kapanen. Yeah. The third line, which was good, stays the same. Top line, let's keep them the same. So I think that just makes a ton of sense. And then the deep pairs. Wallman and Emberson going to need a better game tonight, particularly Jake Wallman. The last couple games have been a struggle, and Wallman, as the puck mover on that pair, has to be sharper. He has to get his feet moving to make that first pass and use that as a weapon, because that was something I noticed a bit more when I watched back. It's just that pair, they had their struggles.
There was some defensive zone turnovers, we'll put it nicely, last night
that
really bit the Oilers in the rear end. Jason Dickinson had one. I guess there was offensive zone turnovers if you think about Roslovic on the power play. Why am I doing this? That was then. This is now.
Yeah.
We move along. We should give an update quickly. NHL scoring race update. Connor McDavid. Nice. Throw it up for me, producer Reese, if you could, because McDavid still does have the lead. So, David with 4 games to go, 128 points. Nikita Kucherov hot on his tail with 127. McKinnon at 123, and then it's Celebrini. And David Pastrnak, somebody finally passed Leon Draisaitl. So he's out of the top 5.
Wild how long it took,
it's crazy.
To be honest.
Also sucks that he got injured at 97 points.
Yeah.
So you can't, and once again, they don't care. It's all about that. It's more for us as fans to just put another feather in Leon Draisaitl's statistical cap, if you will. My question to Reese as well, who's winning this? The Art Ross. who was winning it. McKinnon technically does have 5 games remaining on his schedule, so the odds, I believe, are McDavid minus 150, Cooch plus 120. We're in the safe space. I feel like I'd want to take Cooch on that bet. He's missed a number of games, and he's still here at 127 points. Who's winning the Art Ross?
What do you think, Reese? Do you have a thought here?
I've learned in my 23 years on Earth to never bet against Connor McDavid. So I'm taking him to win the Art Ross.
There you go. There you go. I give a slight lean to Kucherov. I think with McDavid, if he get the power play, and I don't mean him just on a solo rush type of thing, but if the power play can get a couple easy ones, click that combination with Bouchard, then he can win it walking away. But McDavid's totally capable either way. I just think it's fascinating. And we'll see Kucherov, he also can just leave the lineup with illness or I'm a little banged up. Do I need to play this game? I don't know. But he's done it in fewer games. It's a fun little race. It's a fun race, but I'll say McDavid.
I'm entertained all the way till the end of this NHL season. It's been a fun ride this year. And probably the fact that we can still win the division is a part of that.
Can I say McDavid moved into the top 50 of NHL scoring last night?
So what's he at
all
now?
time? 1,210 points.
Wow.
Top 50. He's tied with Bobby Clark, but he has more goals. So he's in the top 50. I mean, he'll surpass Clark, so you could say top 50.
He's not even 30 years old, and he's already at 1,200
top 50.
Points. That's weird, wild stuff. All right, let's go now. Starting goaltender report brought to you by Dog Patch. It was pizza night last night. We pounced on that. I had leftover pizza for earlier today.
Yep.
It's a beautiful little pick-me-up lunch. Tonight, burger night. So I am considering going down. You should also be considering going down to Dog Patch. Beautiful spot in the River Valley. While there's still snow from time to time, it melts so fast because the weather is kind of lovely recently. And Dog Patch will be open. Get a beer flight on the patio. I can't wait for you to be around in the summer when we can just 3 p.m. be like, hey, you want to go beer flight?
You just have several beers downstairs. What do you say?
Tough work day. Once again, not everyone can do this gig. Not everybody. But shout out Dog Patch. The starters tonight, Connor Ingram against one Alex Nedeljkovic. Now for Connor Ingram, his name was just announced in some news, he is the Edmonton Oilers nominee for the Bill Masterton Trophy, which is given to the player that's, perseverance, dedication to the sport, sportsmanship, I believe is also a part of that. We went through some of the names. Feel like it should be Connor Ingram. He's been awesome. There you get a look at his numbers this season. So he's nominated for that. And then the other goalie, Nedeljkovic, 896 save percentage, 289. He's actually won 3 consecutive games in a row. He's been hot. I believe 900 save percentage in all 3 of those. However, in his career, he owns a 2-3-0 record against the Oilers and a 3.90 goals against average. He's beatable. Connor Ingram, I believe in you. I trust you. And I think a lot of people in this chat are just happy that Tristan Jarry's not in the crease tonight.
Ned is the comparable I used for the contract that I think the Oilers should give Connor Ingram. They recently extended Nedeljkovic to 2 times 3. 2 years, 3 schmil. I think that's around the range of what Ingram would get on the open market. I advocated that the Oilers should have this contract done a couple weeks ago.
I'd sign that right now.
Because the whole concern with the Jarry thing is, he's the only goalie you have under contract beyond this season. So, what are you going to do? And I'd like some clarity on the goaltending situation moving forward, and I think that's a fair number for him. But you can see comparable numbers here this season in somewhat comparable roles, where Askrov's been up and down, and Ned, here lately, I think he's emerged as the guy when they need to win a game. I think they're going to Nedeljkovic.
He's playing some good hockey right now, stretch run of the NHL season, and those numbers are, I would love 2 years at $3 million. Sign me up for that right now. Let's go.
It just gives you that cost certainty heading into the summer. And there's the unknowns of what will happen here in the postseason. And, it'll be a great problem for the Oilers to have if the Oilers go and win the Stanley Cup. And you can give Ingram a big contract. But then you look at Vegas and Adin Hill, and okay, what's the number? That'll be a great problem for the Oilers to have. It means they'll have won. But I'm just saying, the free agent goalies out there is not a murderer's row of tenders.
I love reading how much the chat loves Connor Ingram. It's
big time,
It's just so much love. Everybody in this Oilers fan base, he's very lovable. He's very likable. The story, obviously, everything that happened to him last year during the season, player assistance program. But then to join this squad, his interviews where he got a shutout and he's like, did I even do anything out there?
Yeah.
It's like, man, you just shut out an NHL team, man. Like, smile, celebrate. But he's here, and it appears like Connor Ingram likes Edmonton as well. Maybe him and Nobby got that Imperial Saskatchewan bond, and the two got to stick together. Nobby got a new extension. Let's give Connor Ingram
I think being close to home for Ingram is a big thing for him.
We've had a plethora of people who are from Imperial Saskatchewan be in this very chat over the years and taking a bus down to come to a game. And that was just to support Nobby. Now you got two guys. Shout out to whatever the high school was that I think it was either Ingram's dad taught Nobby or Nobby's dad taught Ingram.
Ingram's dad taught Chris Knobloch. Mr. Ingram. That's his name.
Mr. Ingram to you. All right, let's go to the away team lineup now, and it is brought to you by GMC Truck Month.
Truck Month.
Reese, give me a Truck Month.
Truck Month.
That was really good.
That was good. I didn't expect that.
Every time I now snap and point my fingers, you're going to give me a Truck Month. Truck Month is on right now at GMC. And if you've been waiting for the perfect time to upgrade your ride, this is it. Get into a 2026 Sierra 1500 Pro Graphite Crew Cab. It's got a 2-inch factory lift with off-road suspension and a 5.3-liter V8 engine that delivers the kind of power you can actually feel when you hit the gas. And during Truck Month, you can get into your very own. Now is the time to head down to the dealership, take it for a spin, and see what the Sierra 1500 Pro Graphite Crew Cab can really do. Reese, what's it called again one more time?
Truck Month.
Nice.
I like that.
Nice. He's fitting in well.
Cup year.
I was about to say, have we even cup year?
No.
Reese, give me a simple cup year.
Cup year.
He's good.
Yeah.
He's trained. He knows what he's doing. All right, throw it up. What we expected to be the lineup for the San Jose Sharks this evening. So this is what we had on Daily Faceoff earlier today. I will check to confirm if there are any changes.
No Regenda, I hope.
Top line, Colin Graff with Macklin Celebrini and Will Smith. Your second line, Eklund, Wenberg, and Kiefer Sherwood. Then your third line, Chernyshov with Michael Misa and Tyler Toffoli. Goudreau with Ostapchuk and Adam Gaudette. Your deep pairings. This is one I confirm. I'll do it in a second. Dmitry Orlov with Vincent Desharnais. Top pairing defenseman. What a world. What a time. Second pairing, Mario Ferraro with an old friend, John Klingberg, who's actually having a pretty good year so far this season.
Yep.
And then it's Sam Dickinson with Nick Leddy. It needs to be discussed. Vincent Desharnais is playing serious minutes. He's paired with a good defenseman in Dmitry Orlov. It's a double revenge game. So Klingberg and obviously Vincent Desharnais. Those are the only two, correct? Maybe we should add. No, we're not adding them to the wheel. We got burned on this
we
once
can't
before.
do that. We can't do that.
Good for Vinny. That's all I have to say about this is like, yeah, man, we all know what his ceiling is and his capabilities and everything, but I don't have a bad thing to say about Vincent Desharnais. He was awesome on the Oilers, like in his role, whatever. Very underpaid. We have a type in Edmonton. I say this a lot on this show. Vinny definitely fit that bill. He was always downtown crushing bars at local establishments. Him and Rick were like best friends when he was here. Good for Vinny Desharnais is what I have to say about this.
Well, yeah, he's playing a ton. He played 24 minutes against the Blackhawks. He played 20 minutes against Nashville. 19, 17, 19 and a half, 21, 17, 20, 19, 20 and a half, 21 and a half, 23. Like, he has played in the last, really post Olympic break, he has jumped a pair, and, you know, all things considered, he's +4 for the season on a Sharks team that has a goal diff that is what, -31 or something like that. Like, they give up more goals than they score, and you know Vinny doesn't score, but he's long. And I think that's why they have him playing more minutes, is you can get Orlov, who can control more of that traditional defenseman type. But Desharnais, he's long, he's lengthy. He can, poke pucks away, can use his large frame, body check. And so they seem to have a little something cooking. They've tried it, and hey, it's been working.
Vincent Desharnais mogging his way to 24 minutes. You heard it here first. Player to watch for me, and I can give you two options. I'd say Colin Graff, because this kid is playing on the top line with Celebrini and Will Smith. 44 points on the season. He's been a pleasant surprise for them. And then you mentioned it in the pre-scout article. Michael Menzies only has 7 goals on the season, 2 of which have come against the Edmonton Oilers. Could be a sneaky bet. 2nd overall pick last season or last year in the NHL entry draft. Do you have a player to watch? I mean, besides the obvious Macklin Celebrini?
I just think their second line has been working really well lately. Like, you got Wenberg on a career-high point streak right now, and then playing with Sherwood, and then Willie Eklund, who was kind of the first player to start this whole rebuild, 7th overall. He's just got 5 points in his last 3 games. So the second line is coming in with a little bit added oomph for this team, and so something for the Oilers to be aware of that. Okay, there's some other guys besides Celebrini that are chiming in.
Kiefer Sherwood scored in their last game against the Chicago Blackhawks.
Player to watch.
Sherwood would have been mine. I feel like every time I watched him when he was in Vancouver too, just an Oilers killer.
Electric Factory could also be a way to describe Kiefer Sherwood. Wears gloves underneath his gloves, though, as we did cover. I think it's something to do with psoriasis, because we were in Vancouver on the nation vacation, and he was getting in scrums and things, and we're like, am I just in terrible nosebleed seats right now, or is he wearing gloves under there? More you know about our enemy tonight, Kiefer Sherwood. But let's go to what the people are here for, Michael Menzies. Reese,
yes.
You ready to spin that wheel? We got to do Bordzy's bankroll first, though. It's brought to you by Bet365 19+. Please play responsibly. Take advantage of their early payout feature, where if your team goes up by 3 goals at any point, bang, you get an early payout. Only at Bet365 19+. Please play responsibly. The bankroll's in oil graphics, if you could be so kind, young Reese. Throw it up for me, because we're going for it. We're going for it in this one. The first option, you may recognize that photo from last night's Oilers Nation After Dark. That is Evan Bouchard wearing the jeans, Jenko jeans to be specific, because regular jeans really didn't do it justice for what Bouchard did on the ice last night. And I fully expect that he bounces back in this hockey game. I'm taking him for 3+ shots on this one. I will also share some of my crazy parlays responsibly that I made. So Boost 3 shots at -130. We then talked about it. I think I like the over. I was curious about Connor Ingram. I was thinking maybe 22.5 over that on saves. And just said, hey, the Oilers have been playing some overs. The details have been slipping a little bit recently. And the Sharks team is just young, exciting. They like scoring goals. I could see this one getting some, once again, Electric Factory going on. And then your final option, he's been hot in this category. Darnell Nurse, the doctor, 2+ blocks at -140. I believe parlayed all together, this is, I think it was +430 on Bet365. It did juice it up a little more than my other one. I'd ask you what you like. I'd ask producer Reese what he likes, but I know it's all about the boost shot prop, 3+. And Menzies, we kind of looked earlier as well. After games where Bouchard had bagel last night, he had 0 shots. He bounces back after performances where he puts up a bagel.
Yeah, I think other than there was only once out of 4 occasions that he had under 3 shots on goal. So I expect you probably get a little more controller plugged in to the console for Boosh tonight, and the over's hitting all 3 games with the Sharks. So, do we get the sludgy back-to-back low event game, or is it still just going to be iron sharpens iron? They're going to score. I probably lean that way too.
I think we're going to see an entertaining contest. So that is what we're rolling with here. I also did cook up McDavid 4 shots, Celebrini 4 shots. Boosh 4 shots, plus 1,000 at Bet365. Responsibly. I recommend you do that as well. But come on, Reese, it's time. It's your first time spinning the wheel live and in person with the boys. If you're new here, it's my favorite thing that we do now, and I'm so happy we've incorporated the wheel into the show. We're going to spin the wheel for an anytime goal scorer, first goal scorer. There it is, the custom wheel. We did make the change of Josh Szymanski in the lineup for Curtis frickin' Laser Beams Lazar. Reese, if you see up at the top by entries, there's a shuffle button there. If you would be so kind, press that a couple times for me.
Just a reminder, the wheel has hit 6 out of the last 10 games, and we nearly had our first double winner with, again, for first goal, bet anytime as well. Yes. Bet the anytime as well, because that way for sure you'll win.
We're going to spin the wheel the first time. That is for your first goal scorer of the game. You bet on that if you want to ride, or just emotionally ride, but you're also going to bet anytime on the first wheel spin. And then we're going to remove that player. We'll spin again, and that's just an anytime. Last night, Bordzy hit, and Jason Dickinson came so close to making us responsibly very, very rich men. But without further ado, Producer Reese, could you do me a favor and spin that wheel?
Here we go.
Okay, all right.
Here we go.
Give me something good. I can hear intern Tristan just banging away in there.
Oh, fourth line contributes on the first goal. Fourth line, captain drops the fourth line.
I didn't love it, and then you instantly got me to love it once again.
Okay, I can see the path.
Kasperi Cheeks be clapping in for the first goal scorer of the hockey game is plus 2,200. He's plus 350 for an anytime goal. So once again, responsibly, we're going to wager on both of those because the wheel just sometimes gets a little confused if it meant anytime, if it meant first. Right. And now that we have kind of figured out what the wheel is trying to tell us, we are profiting.
We're reading.
6 out of the last 10. I don't know any gamblers that are putting up the numbers that the wheel is putting up. Very funny today when I come in and I tell Ty and Liam, hey man, the wheel did it again.
Yeah.
And Tyler's getting me, he's like, how is this possible? The wheel is just. That's all I have to tell you. So can you remove Cheeks from this? Click remove there. Give me a couple more shuffles. Integrity. And then do me a favor and spin that wheel.
Here we go. Here we go. Oh, Dickie, we ride with Dickinson again.
We're back. The wheel's trying to tell us something. The wheel's trying to tell us something.
Interesting.
All right, Dickinson is plus 525.
Don't pick Sam Dickinson. Don't get mixed up. Okay? Don't get mixed up. We have Dick on Dick.
So it's going to be a good night tonight. It's going to be a good night tonight, folks. All right, we're placing these.
Okay.
Do so responsibly at Bet365 because it is the best.
I'm going to pick Dickinson for first goal, too.
All.
Just why not?
You're going to play it safe and do them both?
Yeah.
I'm not. Whoa, not Aaron. Don't. Delete.
Easy.
Not that many units. Not that many.
Easy.
Don't worry. Even if I tried to pass it, it wouldn't go through. All right, final question. Score predictions. Anytime goal scorers. Menzies, you go first. Then I'll throw it over to you, Producer Reese.
5-4 overtime, high event.
Late night.
A lot of action. Bouchard, overtime winner.
Scores!
Yeah.
Reese, what do you think?
That was literally exactly what I was going with. 5-4 Bouchard goal. I'm going to go 5-3 Nuge goal.
Actually, I'm going to amend my OT winner. So I can give you Bouchard. Savoy.
Redemption?
Knobloch goes back to Savoy. He goes back to Savoy, and he's redeemed.
Yeah, I didn't really mention that a lot on this one. Matt Savoy, tough night. A lot of guys had tough nights last night. I like the over in this. I like high flying. I'm going to also go 5-3. 5-3. 8 goals scored in total. And who gets on the score sheet? Evan Bouchard gets on the score sheet because he was wretched last night, and he's going to find a way to once again redeem him and find a way to get back on the score sheet. That will do it for us. Pre-gaming, throw down the courtesy like on your way out. It really helps us with the algorithm. And then don't worry, we'll be live for Oilers Nation After Dark at the conclusion of the Oilers game. Good luck on the Bet365 Battlegrounds. I hope you rode with the wheel or emotionally. We'll see you after the game. We'll also see you at the cashier. Shout out to Wheel. All right, we'll talk in a bit.